All right, we continue with trying to depict the pictures in the book.
What?
Yeah, it left off with Slinger, and he was fighting with the angel.
That's good. Put on
Excuse me? Oh, yeah.
the fight with conscience. Tell us about what you see in this picture.
It's called A Fight with Conscience in 4 Acts. The first picture has a man
Yeah,
with the action ain't even started yet.
yeah.
It has a man fighting with an angel that's telling him to do good.
I'm very familiar with those.
The next picture has the angel punch the man down. This is good.
The angels went into battle in that one.
This one, he's strangling the angel that tied
Right.
his hand. And on the next picture,
He's
stomping
stomping,
on the angel. He's stomping on the angel.
killing it.
And it's dead. I mean, on the other picture.
Symbolically, what does this illustrate?
Well, symbolically, it means that when you got to, trying to keep from, when you got a temptation, and the temptation is very tempting, a lot of times you'll try to do good, and no matter how hard you try, finally, your conscience can't win against your own eternal sins and grief.
That's right. But you see, in the last picture, when he stomped on the conscience and killed it, then after that it was easy to sin because the conscience had been destroyed. So there's a point beyond which you can go.
Just like committing the unpardonable sin in it.
Well, it could be that. His conscience has become seared and dead.
Brat speaking.
It's terrible.
Squint.
That's very frightening. I've got one called Church Crutches, and it shows a bunch of people going into the church, and there's something wrong with all of them. One of them's limping, and they're all got these little crutches, but I don't know in the picture exactly what. I know it means that they're probably making some kind of excuses or something for not going to church, because some of them look mad, but I don't know what each one represents. But that is one of the ones that is longer with different things. I will give you a very brief analysis of that. You are right, it is about making excuses. One is called Colonel John is entering the door, and he was the treasurer before, but now he's mad because everyone has elected someone else and he's not getting the attention. His feelings are hurt. And the one called Aunt Polly Snooks, the second one, she's not happy because her feelings have been hurt, and she liked to go to church to get attention, but she's being ignored now. And Deacon Jones liked to sit back and boss everyone around, but now other people are taking over and he's not so important anymore. And then old brother Jedediah Sniffle Viper, he's that
Sniffle White.
he was a preacher, but they don't ask him to preach because he talks too long and he does not have interesting things to say.
That seems like one of the person that wrote you, Squint, and said, "You're such a wonderful person." His name was Thistlewipe.
Thistle Wiper. And I said, that sounds painful. Yeah.
Indeed it does. And then Colonel John following behind is fat and flourishing. He's very stingy with his money. He doesn't like to give all this money they want for the church. He'd rather spend it in the lush watering holes.
Squint.
And on they go with different ones. In other words, they're going to the church, but not with the right spirit.
Oh,
Grudging spirit, you see?
thus destroying all humanity.
And it's barely didn't even go.
Possibly so, with that kind of petty
With that kind of
personality.
attitude, I mean, God.
Really, I know.
Look at this.
Now we have this picture. Who is it now?
The
Next?
babies.
Oh, look in there. It's called The Crook and the Crank. It shows a picture of this guy with, he's walking along with a top hat on and he's all wiggly,
It looks
coily.
like your Uncle Sherman.
He's kind of, snake-like in appearance. And the other one, called the crank, he's got angles on him all the way instead of these snaky-like
He's holding a
toys.
veil.
And he's holding... Well,
Oh, no, it's a cane.
no, they got these canes and top hats, and they're walking along. Okay, well, we all know what the crook is. I mean, he's dishonest. He tells lies and take your money, you know, like a con artist.
Kind of like
And,
you.
Possibly so. Well, I used to be pretty good at that.
Go on.
Anyway, and the other one, the crank.
Sydney.
Well, what it brings to my mind on that is,
Sydney Torrance.
yeah, somebody grouchy and,
Possibly with hemorrhoids.
you know, they argue with you that they don't like nothing and they're kind of a troublemaker. How's that? That's pretty good. The crank is also known as possibly not always necessarily grouchy person. He's just eccentric. He could have some wonderful ideas like Columbus, and people call him a crank, but actually he could be a genius. But both of them are a little different from the bulk of humanity and have to be treated in a different sort of way.
Kind of like your class. Okay.
Most really bright people are pretty eccentric.
Sticking up for yourself.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Well, no. The truth is pure as gold, and I speak to it.
Let you use it.
You say?
yeah. All right, now we have
Oh, Clem.
this one for you, Clem. Oh, so somebody's
What's it
getting
called?
it called. This is a Bible name, Shimei. I think it's called Shimei. Showing stone. They're trying to stone him. And one guy trying to save him. That one guy ordering the rest of them to stone him, I guess. No, wait, they ain't throwing stone.
What do you
I
make
don't-
up your mind?
I don't see no stone in the picture.
What do you think?
But
What is that?
I'm
What is that?
confused.
Look at that. What is that?
Well, that one got a stone. The rest of them don't. That's what it is. He trying to incite a riot. That's what.
And then there's like a chain reaction.
Here. Well, what you say to that, Farnsworth?
What kind of a picture?
Now, this is to illustrate that this person
Oh, okay, I get it.
is in trouble, and this other one is accusing him in front of the others, throwing stones of ridicule and shaming him in front of the others. It's like when King David had trouble after one of his battles. This person, Shimei, is from the Bible, and he was trying to shame David in front of his followers, make him look small and ridiculous. But everyone is sticking by him, you
Man,
see.
it's just like Amos Fudd.
That's right. It makes that one with the stone look cheap and petty and ridiculous himself.
Somewhat potato-like.
Is he gonna get loose?
That's right. He's going to get away. They aren't listening to that fool over there.
Well, that buff demonstration really worked.
Here, it's your dad.
Got his feathers all around. Okay, now.
Notice how when you personalize something, it really does do that.
It's my dad!
And then,
This is called the Fast Young Man Tree. Yeah, this has been Absalom, I guess, or some hippie.
It's
joke.
right.
It's Absalom. But he's stuck in the tree, and his hair's stuck in the tree. He's stuck in the tree by his hair. And the other people are throwing knives at him and stones and things, and they're trying to kill him. And what it's trying to show is that beauty can be treacherous, or something like that.
that's right. Remember, Absalom was very good looking, and the people
I know, I share that.
became charmed by him.
I understand the problem.
Get a
But-
tree, somebody.
Vanity is what caused it. The beautiful hair, his
What's wrong
favorite
with the-
feature,
what's wrong with the
became
stink?
his end.
What's
It
wrong
must have
with...
felt terrible to her. That beautiful hair caught in the branch.
They're not talking about a sink, Jose. They're talking about
And not
another
only,
kind of vanity.
hey, that's right. And not only that, but the pain of hanging by the hair and then being stabbed too.
All from
Impale.
vanity and egotism.
Hey, let's move on.
I think so. Some of us have trouble with that issue now and then.
Didn't look it, Murray.
But
Oh, I know about this. I got a picture of the house on the rock.
We're Californians. We should know that.
We should know about this, and what's more, it goes back to when I was in church. He talked about you're going to build your house on a firm foundation. You don't build it on sand. It's illustrating a religious truth here. The house represents your faith, and you're going to believe in something. You got to have firm foundation, and don't listen to Satan's lies and build house on false doctrines, because when the troubles come and you get up against the wall, well, your house is going to wash away because you built it on sand instead of the rock, instead of the rock of Christian faith.
Woo.
Yeah, give me mine.
All right.
Well, see, that was one I knew. I was real proud of that.
Very good. Isn't it delightful to get something you know something about? But that was an easy one. It was, because I knew all that, too.
So did I. I knew that one.
Speaking of it, Valerie.
Everyone knows about the house on the... Remember in the Bible it said, when the rains came, it beat upon that house and it fell, and great was the fall of it.
That's right. Great was the fall of it.
Hey, Valerie, this one fits you.
Oh, no, I would get this one. Big I and little U. There's a picture of a large man that's trying to look important, walking along with his fancy dressed wife, and they got a little...
There's Fifi.
Oh, looks like Fifi on a leash, the little dog, and they're dressed a lot better than these other people over here. That the lady's wearing a sunbonnet instead of a fancy hat, and their dog looks skinnier, and
There's an eyeball in this.
and there's an eyeball that's up in the sky. It says I and you. Well,
Rebus.
I guess I would have to get this one about another vanity thing. These people are rich and powerful,
Uh-huh.
and they're looking down on these others who are
He's
looking...
got piano legs.
He does. These other two are looking up kind of wistfully, like they'd like to be accepted by these other folks, but I guess they're supposed to be on their way to church, you know, 'cause since this book was written by a preacher.
Why are they taking their dogs?
That's a good question. Maybe they had a dog nursery.
Yes, that's it. The dogs had kennels.
I know what it is. They're not on their way to church, but they belong to the same church. They're just out for a walk now, no doubt. But instead of having a Christian spirit of being equal and kind to everybody, these people wouldn't even want to go to heaven if they had to associate with the likes of these people over here.
Nincompoops.
That's it. That's a very small, poor Christian spirit to have. Big I and little you. You are not important, but I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the way you put that.
You see?
Yeah. It's funny that you got that one.
Well, you should have got that one, or
Ooh,
you should have got that one with the DT.
look at the one I got. I got the devil of fishing.
I wanted that one.
It shows the devil, again, the one with the long horns, sitting on the edge of a big lake. And he's got his pitchfork and stuff, and he's got all these fishing rods out and in there. And on one of them's a snake, on one of them's a card.
Slander.
Yeah, and one of them's a card, which is the gambling. One of them's money. One of them's, ooh, a bug. This guy's going after the bug. There's one with this, looks like a bottle of liquor, Squint. And basically what this is that, you know, he's using all that as bait to get his loyal followers to, you know, anybody's using to snare him and get him into his trap.
Very good. He uses the different bait to catch the different... The devil's no fool, you know. He catches... If he can't catch you with one bait, he tries another. You said about the bug, that's a butterfly. Social vanity. She's being caught by,
Oh,
you know, the empty soul, but the social butterfly. Big society lady is her god, being in the society pages. That is the serpent of slander.
that's a turtle.
This one with the heart, this is the man that is a womanizer and goes around breaking the hearts of young ladies, telling them lies. And
Do we know anyone here like that?
Here. What about the ladies that like that?
well, this is more for someone that does it for very wicked purposes. He is a heartbreaker and a scoundrel, but he continues to do this.
Yes,
Grr.
oh, look what I got. I got middle and big end of life's hum.
Yeah, that's funny looking.
Oh, it's got these ear trumpets, man, or horns. Yeah, it shows one of the horns, the van's going in the small end, and he goes through this, the squeezy part. It's called experience.
Yeah.
Then he comes out a big success. The other,
Grr. You better go in the little end, I think.
I
Or
think
something
that's
came out
the
the
big.
big. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, this guy's going in, and he comes out little. I don't know what that means.
So the horn illustrates life, and like you said, this one is not starting out with a lot of advantages, but he works hard. The narrow neck of experience is his education and struggle and trying, and he also about his morals and integrity also. And by struggling hard and maintaining this good plan through life, he comes out to success
This
in
could
the end.
give children a fear of horns.
Yeah, it could, really. There.
That they change your size physically.
Maybe a kid would try to go through it. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
What is the other one?
It'd be a neat trick.
The
This one,
Squanderer.
he started out with perhaps being a spoiled brat, getting everything he wanted in life, squandered it, did everything he wanted, and wasted his
He comes out the little one.
time and money, and in the end, he is not prepared for old age, and he is coming down the hard way, you see?
I don't like ladders either.
I didn't like that idea. I like to squander a little bit of money sometimes.
Well, there has to be a limit.
Uh-huh.
Did you hear that, Valerie, on your charge a card? Charge a card, yeah.
here's
Oh,
Beauty a Duty.
this is the one that we do not have to go into because some of the pages are missing in the book.
Cyril needs a turn though. He got left out.
I didn't get to finish. Look, here's a picture of a lady, looks like with a Russian hat on. An old-fashioned type of picture, and there's another one that looks kind of like the Queen from Snow White. Says Beauty a Duty Intellectual. The other one was Beauty a Duty Person.